Okay, folks, what's up? I have a few things on my mind I want to talk about here. And what I want to talk about here briefly is this: atheists slash non believers who create an echo chamber atmosphere. What do I mean by atheists and non believers who create an echo chamber atmosphere? Basically, what I'm talking about is people who are not interested in the discussion. The only thing these people are interested in is harassing those who are typically on the contrary side of their position. They can be Christians, they can be creationists, ID proponents. More often than not, those who are harassing those on the converse side are atheists and non believers. The things they do serve to create an echo chamber atmosphere. I've learned a thing or two in my time here on G Plus, and I'm going to start changing the way I do things around here. So, what exactly am I referring to? Well, the way I see it is like this. Since we have a bunch of people who are not legitimately interested in discussion, I don't want to hear what you have to say. Now, I have to make it very clear that not all atheists and non believers are like this. Not all atheists and non believers do these things. I've had great conversations with certain atheists and non believers here on G, and they don't go around harassing those who disagree with them. In the business of disliking a video within the first 10 to 20 seconds without even watching it at all. I've noticed this behavior from a ton of non believers and atheists, especially those who do it after or do it to rather bigger Christian channels like True Empiricism, G-Man, Vekel, etc. It's starting to happen to me too, which is exactly what G-Man said would happen. Now, what would happen is a video of theirs would get uploaded, and within the first 10 to 15 seconds of the upload, you'll have like 5 to 10 dislikes right off the bat. This shows you that there is a combination of atheists who will get the notification of the videos around the time they first get posted, and you have it right off the bat. Or you may even have people with multiple sock accounts adding more dislikes, in combination with those who just dislike it anyway without even really looking at the video and taking the time to absorb what's being said before they hit the dislike button. So that clearly shows that they're not interested in what the converse side has to say. They're not interested in what people on the converse side of their position have to say. All they want to do is just tell us we're wrong, we're wrong. That's all they want to do. The thing is, they don't want to come into our hangouts. They just want to go to our chats and just leave all these trolling, nonsensical comments. They just want to be these e-warriors, these e-thugs, which I refer to them as. And then the pitiful excuses that they'll give is, well, I'm not going to go to your hangout where you could just mute and boot. But the problem is when we don't go to their hangouts where they can do the exact same thing, mute and boot, when they can overtalk, when they can just get in the way of what others with a contrary view of theirs is trying to say, it's all right. And believers like G-Man and True Empiricism and Vehicle, people like these have experienced this. So they know firsthand what it means to go into a room full of atheists and non-believers. And I have to make it clear again that not all atheists and non-believers do this. I realize that. I've had good discussions with certain atheists and non-believers here on G Plus, and I appreciate those who do have these conversations, and I do separate those from the rest of these atheists and non-believers I'm talking about. I'm only talking about a specific set of people, and unfortunately, they're the overwhelming majority of atheists and non-believers I come across here on YouTube, here on G Plus. If you are not interested in what I have to say, then I'm not going to be interested in what you have to say. Going over to somebody's hangout and just leaving all these trolling comments in their chat, but you don't want to actually entertain them in the hangout and address them. That isn't showing that you are interested in the conversation. That is just showing that you are making excuses. If you aren't going to have a legit interest in the conversation, then don't go to somebody else's chat. If you aren't going to have a legit interest in the conversation, then don't go to somebody else's hangout. Here's what I do. If I don't have any interest, or if I don't think this is a hangout worth watching or worth entertaining, then I don't go to it. I don't go to the chat. I don't talk stupid. I just don't do that. It's not worth my time. If there's something I don't like or something, or I think these people are wrong or whatever, I don't. If I watch their stuff, I might watch a few minutes and just hear what they got to say. Like, oh, this is ridiculous, and then I'll go about my day. But what I don't do is I don't leave all these ridiculous comments in their chat, and when their videos are posted, I don't leave all these ridiculous comments, which are just flat out borderline abusive, if not abusive in their nature. I'm not the only person who's a believer who have experienced this. The bottom line is the overwhelming majority of people here on G Plus and on YouTube are atheists and non-believers. Most of them just happen to be trolls. And most of them aren't legitimately interested in the conversation. And I said that things are going to start changing around here. And that's in how I deal with these particular atheists and non-believers. So If you're not interested in what I have to say, then I'm just going to start deleting your comments. I can tell the difference between atheists slash non-believers who are legitimately interested in the discussion and don't want to do all this trolling tactic nonsense, don't want to engage in all this, just thumbs down your video nonsense just because you are a believer or someone who holds, a contrary view to theirs. Like maybe they're in evolutionists and you hold a contrary view to theirs, like intelligent design or something. I can discern the difference between atheists and non-believers who are legitimately interested in the discussion and want to have a good conversation, as opposed to these mindless trolls who all they do is, the e-warriors in the chat during hangs. And they are e-warriors, text warriors, after your hangouts are done or after you post your non-hangout videos, and then they just come and just talk trash. They never engage you in the hangouts. They know when your hangouts are going on. They always have an excuse to never engage you in your hangouts when they come to your channel, but they never make an excuse to troll your videos. They never make an excuse for that, but they make an excuse not to actually engage with you. If I think somebody's not going to be fair in their room, or if they're going to mute and overtalk and disrespect me, I'm not going to their hangouts. And I don't typically watch their stuff. Point blank, problem solved. I don't know what it is about these people, but I've said it before. When someone who I think don't want to entertain what I say and don't really want to listen and just want to disrespect me, just talk bad about me, talk bad and say that I'm not intelligent or what have you, that repels me away from such an environment. I don't immerse myself in that particular environment. But for many of these atheists and non-believers here on G+, that seems to be totally the opposite. They'll say, well, this Christian is just interested in echo chamber, but we're going to come over here and talk about how this person is going to mistreat us. We're going to come over here and talk about how this person is just going to mute and boo. We're going to come over here and talk about, them just wanting to hear themselves talk. Have it well in their mind beforehand, a particular perception they're going to have of somebody. And they go over there to entertain that perception. They go over there in order to reinforce what they already perceived, instead of just saying, look, this person is just only interested in echo chamber. This person just mute and boos. This person isn't interested in hearing views contrary to their own. This person isn't interested in the conversation. This person is not worth anybody's time and should not be worth anybody's time. I'm not going to go over to his channel and watch it. That would be the logical thing to do. No, it's not that way with these people. They'll go over to just talk crap. They're not interested in the discussion, because if they want to just go, and just give basic critical opinions, then they would have been willing to go into the hangouts and have a conversation and give these basic critical opinions. There's no nothing wrong with basic critical analysis. There's nothing wrong with the basic constructive criticism. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Again, I've had conversations with atheists and non-believers who do give basic constructive criticism, who do want to have good conversations, and they are separated out of these atheists and non-believers I'm talking about here. But the ones I am talking about are just the overwhelming majority of people I've come across here on G Plus and YouTube simply do not want to have that conversation. They just want to thumbs down your videos. They just want to talk bad about you in the chat. And then after your video is posted, talk bad about you some more in the comments. And here's how I'm going to deal with these people. If they're not willing to have a decent conversation, I'm just going to start deleting your comments. I'm just going to start timing you out and or banning you off my chat. Or I'm going to just start deleting your comments and blocking you off my channel. Bottom line, I'm going to discern those who are legitimately interested in the conversation with those who just want to talk smack and obviously troll. There is a difference between those who are legitimately interested and those who are not. I know those who are legitimately interested are not the ones thumbs down in your video within the first 30 seconds is up. Those aren't the ones doing this. Those are usually the people who have no problem going to your hangouts, who don't sit up here and make an excuse about, oh, you're just gonna mute and boot. No, they don't do this nonsense. The ones who said, are you just gonna mute and boot? They have already done things in the past to get them muted and booted. The only people who say this, or rather, I would say more often than not, the people who say this are the ones who have already done things to get muted and booted. Because people got to be kept under control when you come into a room. The overwhelming majority of these people are not interested in a good conversation. They're just not. But this is how I'm going to move forward from this point. This is how I'm going to move forward from here. Changes are going to start happening. And one of those changes is, if you don't want to hear what I have to say, then I don't want to hear what you have to say. If you don't want to engage me in a hangout, then I'm not going to engage you. If you really truly believe that I am just trying to be an echo chamber, then you can believe what you want to believe. Then I'm not going to entertain your comments, because you already believe it anyway. You already have that perception anyway. So since you already have that perception, why waste my time even trying to entertain you? Since you already have that perception, and since you're never going to come into these hangouts when believers such as myself are having these hangouts, if you don't want to hear what we have to say, and you really have this perception about us, then I don't want to hear what you have to say. I'm not entertaining the nonsense anymore. Changes are going to start happening around here. My interactions with the overwhelming majority of atheists and non-believers here on G+. You people are doing things to create an echo chamber atmosphere. You're doing things to repel people away from your hangouts. Nobody wants to hear what you have to say. Just just an hour or so ago. No, no. Let me make sure here. About 2, 3 hours ago, I was dealing with one of these shows who I'm talking about, and just like most of these ridiculous e-warriors on here, he referred to me as boy. Because he said such and such and such and such, and then boy. These are the people who I'm not gonna, interest myself in spending time in dealing with. Right off the bat, these people aren't even going to even have a voice on my channel. Any atheist or non-believer, I feel like is not worth my time, isn't going to have a voice on my channel, point blank. Only those in who I discern who really do want to have a legitimate conversation are going to have a voice on my channel. Not just any and everybody is going to have a voice on my channel. And that's the way it's going to be. If y'all don't like that, you can make however many videos you want to about me. You can say, oh, Antonio is stupid. He's just, another example of why the CCP is, not to be taken seriously, or whatever some crap y'all want to come up with. You can say what you want. At this point, I don't really care. But these changes are going to start happening around here. And I'm going to, be more discerning and looking out for people who do want to have a legitimate conversation, as opposed to people who just want to ridicule, just want to be these e-warrior heroes, and, just want to criticize, not even criticize, because they're just throwing mud and slinging mud. I'm going to be very discerning from those who are interested in legitimate conversation as opposed to who aren't. And those who are not, they're not going to have a voice on my channel. And that's the way it's going to be. So that's all I had to say, folks. Thanks for watching. Take care. God bless and peace.